Hello YouTube, this is Kaito JR here, and I'm here to do another Ajin Discussion video. This time discussing about the Anti-Demi Human Special Task Force. Yes, this task force are just basically a military group that's meant to be secret at the beginning of the manga, as far as we know. Because, yeah, I mean, in chapter 1 of the Ajin manga, we didn't really know about them, but later on, we started to get reference to them, mostly by Tosaki, because he needed some help, some actual help in order to fend off against Sato and his Ajin subordinates, which currently in the manga he doesn't have anymore. But yeah, at the time Tosaki really needed the anti-demis. However, because of Colonel Koma, who, okay, first of all, Colonel Koma, he is the boss man of the Anti-Demi Human Special Task Force. Like, those are his subordinates. I mean, you probably know who Colonel Koma is. We see him in the meeting places all the time, where Tosaki and the other scientist guys, we even saw this in the anime as well, where they go to and meet up and talk about Sato and the other Ajin matter as well. Within the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare, that's what Tosaki works under. Well, he's kind of like the top dog in the Ajin side of things there. He's not really at the top of everything. He's just at the top of the Ajin side of things within the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare. That's what's going on there. But yes, the Anti-Demi Human Special Task Force, or just the Anti-Demis, they're just mostly just called that, or the Anti-Demi Special Forces. I just call them what the video is entitled, the Anti-Demi Human Special Task Force. Just call them that long title because that's just how I refer to them as. So yeah, or anti-demis, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you see, the anti-demis, they are currently mobile right now in the manga in chapter 80, and yeah, we're waiting for chapter 81 to come out soon. But yeah, once they come out, they're supposed to be looking for anybody else who's working with Sato around the area. But I mean, Ko wanted them to keep on fighting against Sato, chase after Sato with the planes. But they said like that's not realistic to do that at this moment in time. They have to, they have to look around and see if Sato left anything behind. If any of Sato's men are still around, they need to do that, while Ko has to do his own thing with Reiji. Yeah, of course, Ko is going to go and find where K is at. And yes, the anti-demis are going to do their thing as well. But yeah, Colonel Koma, that was a really good call that he made to deploy the anti-demis, because if he didn't deploy those guys, then Sato and Takahashi and Gen, at the time when Gen was still alive, but now Gen's dead. But yeah, Takahashi would have pretty much still have been, guarding the arm that Sato was using to respond back to within the Iruma base, and with Gen guarding as well. Yeah, of course, Gen would still be alive if Koma never deployed the anti-demis, because the anti-demis would have never went to where Takahashi and Gen are at. We're just defending Sato's arm, and yeah, Gen would have died just because of that, because the anti-demis wouldn't have killed him. So yeah, that is the role of the anti-demis for mostly right there at the point in time. They killed Gen, and he was kind of a main character. I mean, he was more reoccurring, but yeah, he did pop up from time to time, but now he ain't gonna do that anymore because he's gone forever, since he is now deceased. Takahashi has been captured. Yeah, of course, Takahashi is still alive. I mean, he's an Ajin, so he's still good, but yeah, he's inside of he's inside of this bag right now he's just being kept inside of, and yeah, he can't really do anything for the time being. So yeah, so Takahashi is gone for now. And let's see, the anti-demis. Yeah, and also the anti-demis, they're, of course, are really skilled at taking down Ajins. I mean, that's what they're all about, combating Ajins. I mean, Colonel Koma, he's the one who trained these guys in order to take down Ajins very quickly, very proficiently. That's why of course, that's why Colonel Koma deployed them at this moment in time, because he took Tosaki's advice to do that, so Sato can have been defeated. I mean, they still didn't manage to meet up with Sato, the anti-demis, but they didn't meet up with Takahashi again and defeated them. And now they were actually trying to get to Sato, but they kind of failed, because right now Sato, he's going to his helicopter and he's going to be flying off to another country. We don't know which country he's going to be flying to yet, but it might be revealed next chapter, in chapter 81, who knows. But yeah, the anti-demis, I mean, they're also really good at using guns, obviously. We see them use guns in the manga, though, and they're really good at strategy as well. They are well trained. Of course, Colonel Koma, he trained them very well in order to combat against Ajins. I mean, they defeated Takahashi and his IBM with relatively ease. Like, to be honest with you, all of you saw in the manga, yeah, you saw how easily they just took down Takahashi because they all worked together very well. And none of the members died, too. So, yeah, despite the fact that Takahashi, he released his IBM, none of the members died because they knew exactly how to repel IBMs, just like with Takahashi's. I think one of those shoot one of the pipes on the ceiling, and that just released some water, kind of having this rain effect, and it falling onto the IBM, which pretty much disabled it. It couldn't move. And I guess one of the anti-demis, I can't remember, but I think one of them shot the IBMs down with like a shotgun or something, just something that they have in order to damage IBMs with some sort of like bullets that they have. I don't know, like that, or they could have just shot the water pipes on the ceiling, and that would have done the trick there. But yeah, there wasn't really much Takahashi could have done, since after that Takahashi's brother Gen was shot in the neck, and then he went down and died like that. So, and Takahashi, he was about to release a flood, I believe, but then he was then tranquilized by... Yeah. Well, I mean, the anti-demis thought, I mean, even I thought while reading that chapter that, yeah, Takahashi's gonna be releasing his flood phenomenon, right? I mean, his brother just died right in front of it, and of course the anti-demis are gonna kill Takahashi at the same time as well when his brother went down, and that would save his brother's life. But now, I mean, the anti-demis are pros, like I said before. They are, like, their speciality is combating Ajin, so they know not to kill Takahashi, especially when his brother just died right there, and Takahashi is in a very emotional state. That means that if they actually just killed him without knowing what would happen, the consequences of that action, like, it would have been disastrous, definitely, because Takahashi would just release his flood phenomenon, and most likely the anti-demis would have been massacred by that flood, because there's no way they could have taken on... I mean, I know these guys are meant to, you know, combat Ajins. I mean, that's what they're trained by, but I don't know if they are trained to fight the flood phenomenon, because that's not something that would just happen all the time. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much really dangerous. So, yeah, all they can do is just avoid that happening as best as they can. Just know as much as Ajin. Yeah, because I mean, if you know about Ajins very well, you can probably easily defeat them if you have enough guns, you have well-trained soldiers, you know all the weaknesses, everything you need to know about Ajins. Yeah, they can easily be defeated. Definitely, you just need to be prepared, and that's it. And the Ajins won't be much threat unless you're up against Sato. Then yeah, you're kind of screwed. It doesn't matter how much preparation you have. If you're fighting against Sato, yeah, there's no hope for you. All you can do is just, I guess, retreat and maybe, I guess, bring along an army. Hopefully, maybe an army of anti-demis. I don't even think there are that many anti-demi soldiers. I mean, definitely not an army, since there's kind of they're meant to be a small secret group that Colonel Koma is training, and yeah, that's kind of all really. They're not that many members, of course. Yeah, these guys are pretty much elite fighters, definitely, to combat Ajin, so yeah, there's not really that many of them. However, they are very effective at what they do. I mean, we saw it in the manga, so yes, they are not to be underestimated at any cost. But yeah, I mean, it's really great to finally get to see them, definitely. I mean, when I first saw them in the manga, I was like really happy. And then they decided to help out K, because K is on their side. I mean, Colonel Koma, I'm sure of, was aware that, okay, K is a friend of Tosaki, so I'll just tell the anti-demis not to attack K. He is not the hostile Ajin. So yeah, but once K, I mean, the anti-demis, yeah, they saw K and they tranquilized him, but after that, they immediately just shot K in the head and to bring him back to life, just to resurrect him, bring him back from his sleep. And then it's like, all right, K, so what's the plan? Like, what do we have to do? So yeah, that's what they asked K, and K worked with the anti-demis to get Sato's arm. Well, actually, nah, K, he actually ordered the anti-demis, all right, you go against Sato's arm, and I'll just go and do what I have to do. So yeah, that's what K told the anti-demis, and they then went to go do their thing. That was pretty cool. See anything else? Yeah, I mean, the anti-demis, like I just said, their speciality is to combat against Ajins. They're really good at using firearms, explosives, tranquilizing guns, darts, whatever you want to call them, and they just know a lot about Ajins in general. They have a vast knowledge about them. I wonder what else they would know about Ajins. I mean, I suppose they got most of the information that they knew from Tosaki, where Tosaki got the information he knew from Ikuya Ogura. Yeah, I mean, which I'm really glad that Ikuya is still alive. Thank goodness that he didn't get slashed apart by that IBM that was about to kill him in chapter 79, I believe, or chapter 78. It was around there, like, it was between chapter 78 and chapter 79, yeah. Or chapter 80, yeah, it was a more recent chapters where it was revealed that, okay, Ikuya isn't dead, thank goodness. I really love his character. Hope he doesn't die anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, it sucks that he ran out of his favorite cigarettes, his mild 7 cigarettes. But yeah, I mean, it's great that he's still alive, definitely, because all that knowledge would have been lost that he knows about Ajin. So yeah, thankfully he's still good. I mean, we still have hope that his knowledge can be used to defeat Sato if he ever so dares to share it any moment of time, like the rest of what he knows about Ajin's. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss about the anti-demi human special task force. So yeah, that's the end of the discussion video, everybody. Make sure you comment down in the comment section below if you have anything you want to say. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.